Hi everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you how to crochet this pretty skirt which can be made in any size from baby to adult. So for my skirt I used a 5mm crochet hook, and in this video I am using US terms. So thank you very much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos. So to begin your skirt you want to start off by making a slip knot. So to do a slip knot, you want to take your yarn and you want to take your finger and you want to wrap the yarn around your finger once and then twice. Then take the first loop and pull it over the second loop, and then take the second loop and pull it all the way over your finger. You then want to take your crochet hook, go in through this space and pull tight, and there you have a slip knot. So once you have your slip knot, you now want to make your foundation chain, and you can make your foundation chain as long or as short as you like, but the foundation chain needs to be long enough to fit around the waist of the person who your skirt is going to be for. So you can make this skirt as big or as small as you want. You can make it a baby size or an adult size, but the foundation chain must be long enough to fit around the waist of the person who your skirt is going to be for. And your foundation chain must also be an even number. So chain an even number that is long enough to fit around the waist of the person who your skirt is for. So I'm going to do a little girl size, and I'm going to chain 60. So I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 60, and make sure that you are chaining an even number. So I have just finished making my foundation chain, and we are now ready to move on to round 1 of our skirt. So to begin round 1, you want to chain 2. So we're going to chain 1 and 2 on top of our foundation chain. And now round 1 is just a simple round of double crochet. We're going to do 1 double crochet into every single chain along our foundation chain. And we're going to work our first double crochet into the 4th chain from the hook. So here is the first chain from the hook, the second, the third and the 4th. And into this chain you want to work your first double crochet. So to do a double crochet, yarn over and go into the chain, the 4th chain from the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops on your hook. So there we have 1 double crochet, and then yarn over and go into the next chain, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, and yarn over and pull through the final 2 loops on your hook. So there we have a double crochet into the next chain, and just continue to do this all the way along. 1 double crochet into every single chain of your foundation chain. So I have just finished working that all the way along for round 1, so 1 double crochet into every single chain, and now we are ready to move on to round 2. So to begin round 2, you want to chain 3 and turn. So chain 1, 2, 3 and turn, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So now round 2 is just another round of plain double crochet. We are going to do 1 double crochet into every single stitch along for round 2, and this is going to create the band of our skirt. So we have chained 3 and turned, and the chain 3 counts as our first double crochet for this stitch here. So we're going to work our next double crochet into this stitch, so the next one along. So yarn over and go into the stitch and work 1 double crochet into this stitch, and then yarn over and go into the next stitch and work your next double crochet, and do this all the way along. 1 double crochet into every single stitch for round 2. So I have just finished working that all the way along for round 2, and this is what I have. So we now have 2 rounds of 1 double crochet into every single stitch, and we're ready to move on to the next round. So we are now on to round 3 of our skirt, and to begin this round you want to chain 3 and turn, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So now for round 3 we are going to do 1 double crochet into one stitch, but then 2 double crochets both into the next stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next stitch and 2 double crochets both into the next stitch all the way along for this round. So we have chained 3 and turned, and this counts as our first double crochet for this stitch here. So we're going to move on to the next one, and into this stitch we're going to do 2 double crochets both into this stitch. So yarn over and go into the stitch and work 1 double crochet, and then yarn over and go down into the same stitch and work a second one. So there we have 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets. So into the next stitch work 1 double crochet, and into the next one work 2 double crochets both into this stitch. So there's 1, and go down into the same stitch and work a second one. So 1 2 1 2, and into the next stitch do 1 double crochet, and into the next one do 2, and you want to repeat this all the way along for round 3. 1 2 1 2 1 2 all the way along. So I'm just coming to the end of round 3, and I just wanted to show you that it's really important that at the end of the round you work into the turning chain. So you want to go into the top of this chain 3 turning chain, so go into the 3rd chain and work 2 double crochets both into this chain. So work 2 double crochets into the very last stitch. And then before we move on to round 4, we are going to join our skirt. So we're going to have an opening at the top here with a button, but before we move on to round 4, we want to join our skirt so that it is joined from now on. So to do that, we are going to do a slip stitch into the top of this chain 3 that we did at the very beginning of the round. So you want to take your work and go to the beginning and make sure that it is not twisted. And you can see here we have the chain 3, which counted as our first double crochet. And you want to insert your hook into the 3rd chain, and it may be easier to sort of turn your work over so that you can see the 1st chain, 2nd chain and 3rd chain of the chain 3, and insert your hook into the 3rd chain. So go into this 3rd chain here and work a slip stitch. So yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So there you can see we have joined our skirt and we're ready to begin round 4. So we are now on to round 4, and to begin round 4 you want to chain 3 and turn, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. And now round 4 is very similar to round 3. We are going to do 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets all the way around for this round, but it's just that the positioning is a little bit different. So every time we come to an individual double crochet from last round, so like here and here and here, so where we worked 1 double crochet into the stitch, we are going to work 1 double crochet into the top of that stitch, and then every time we come to the 2 double crochets into one stitch, so like here and then here, so you can see you get these V's, we are going to go into that V, so in between the 2 double crochets, and we are going to work 2 double crochets into that stitch. So it's the same thing as round 3 for round 4, just the positioning is slightly different. So we have chained 3 and turned, and this counts as our first double crochet for this stitch here. So the chain 3 is the double crochet for this one. So we're going to move on to the next stitch, and you can see we have a V or 2 double crochets into the same stitch, and we're going to yarn over and go in between these 2 stitches, so in the middle of the V, and work 2 double crochets both into this stitch. So we're doing 1 2 1 2 just as before, but we're working our 2 double crochets in between the set of 2 stitches from last round. So next you can see that we have an individual double crochet, so just 1 double crochet into one stitch, and into this stitch we're going to work 1 double crochet. So we've done 1, 2, and we're going to go into the next individual double crochet here and work 1 double crochet. Then we're going to move on and do 2 double crochets in between these 2 double crochets here. So here we have a V or 2 double crochets into the same stitch from last round, and yarn over and go in between them, so in between the 2 stitches, and work 1 double crochet, then yarn over and go back into the same space and work a second one. Then we're going to move on to the next stitch here, which is an individual double crochet or a single double crochet, and work 1 double crochet, and then go in between this set of 2 here, so you can see 1 and 2 into the same stitch, go in between them into the space in between them and work your 2 double crochets. And you want to repeat this all the way around for round 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, working 1 double crochet into each individual double crochet and 2 double crochets in between the sets of 2 from last round. So I'm just coming to the end of round 4, and I have done 1 double crochet here, and I have one last set of 2 from round 3, and into this set of 2 I'm going to work my last set of 2 double crochets. And as we started off with 1 double crochet, we are finishing off with 2 double crochets into this set of 2 here. And now to finish off round 4, you want to do a slip stitch into the top of this chain 3 that we did at the beginning of the round. So here we have chain 1, 2, 3, and you want to go into the top of this chain, so into the 3rd chain, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. So there we have a slip stitch, and we have finished round 4, you can see, and we have joined our work, and we're ready to begin round 5 of our skirt. So we are now on to round 5, and to begin round 5 you want to chain 3 and turn, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. And now round 5 is very similar to round 3 and round 4, but instead of doing 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets all the way along, for round 5 we're going to do 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets all the way along. So this round is very similar to last round in that we are going to work every single individual double crochet, so our 1 double crochet into every single individual double crochet from last round. So here and here and here we're going to work 1 double crochet into those stitches, and then we are going to work our set of 3 double crochets in between the 2 double crochets from last round. So we're going to do 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, working the 3 double crochets in between the V's or the sets of 2 from last round. So we have chained 3 and turned, and this counts as our first double crochet for this stitch here. So we're going to move on to this next set of 2, and we're going to go in between the set of 2 and work 3 double crochets all into this stitch. So yarn over and go in between the V or the set of 2 and work 1 double crochet. Then yarn over and go down into the same stitch and work a second one, and then down into the same stitch and work a third one. So there we have 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets. Then move on to the next individual double crochet here and work 1 double crochet. Then yarn over and go in between the next set of 2 here. So we have 1 and 2, and go in between this set, so in between the V, and work 3 double crochets all into this space. So 1, 2 and 3. And you just want to repeat that all the way along for round 5. 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3. We're working our 1 double crochet into this stitch. So work 1 double crochet into the individual double crochet, you can see, and then work 3 double crochets in between the 2 from last round. So go in between the 2 and repeat this all the way along for this round. So I am just coming to the end. So I have done 1 double crochet here, and I'm going to work my final set of 3 in between this last set of 2 at the very end, and we are finishing on 3 double crochets as we started with a chain 3 which counted as 1. So we have done 1 3 1 3 all the way along, and to finish off this round, once you have done your last set of 3, you want to do a slip stitch into the top of this chain 3 here to join. So go into the top of the chain 3 or the third chain. So here we have the first chain, second chain, third chain. Go into the third chain of the chain 3 and yarn over and pull through both loops or work a slip stitch. So I'm going into the chain 3 and working a slip stitch. And now we are ready to move on to round 6 of our skirt. So we are now on to round 6, and to begin round 6 you want to chain 3 and turn, and this chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. So now round 6 is the exact same thing as round 5. We are going to do 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, all the way around. And in the same way as last round, we're going to work our 1 double crochet into every single individual double crochet from last round. So here and here and here, we're going to work 1 double crochet into each of those stitches. And then when we come to work our 3 double crochets, we are going to work our 3 double crochets into the middle of the sets of 3 from last round. So here we have 1 2 3 from last round, and you want to go to the middle, so the second double crochet of the 3, and work your sets of 3 double crochets into that stitch. So it's the same thing as last round, just the positioning is slightly different. So we have chained 3 and turned, and the chain 3 counts as the double crochet for this stitch here. So we're going to move on to work our first set of 3 double crochets, and we're going to work that 3 double crochet set into the middle of this set of 3 from last round. So here we have 1 2 and 3, and you want to go to the second double crochet of the set of 3. So go into this stitch and work 1 double crochet, then yarn over and go down into the same stitch and work a second one, and then yarn over and go into the same stitch again and work a third one. So work 3 double crochets all into the middle of this set. Then we're going to move on to the next individual double crochet here and work 1 double crochet. Then we're going to move on to the next set of 3 and go to the second double crochet of this set of 3 and work 3 double crochets all into this stitch. So 1 2 and 3. So like I said, this is just the same thing as last round. We're doing 1 3 1 3 all the way along, working 1 double crochet into every single individual double crochet from last round, and then working 3 double crochets into the second double crochet of the set of 3 from last round, so into the middle. So continue to work this all the way around for round 6. So I have done my final set of 3 double crochets into that last stitch there, and then to finish off round 6 you want to do a slip stitch into the top of the chain 3 that we did at the very beginning of the round. So go into the third chain of the chain 3 and work a slip stitch. So there we have finished round 6, and we're ready to move on to the next round. So at this point we have done rounds 1 through to 6 of our skirt. And now for the rest of your skirt, you simply want to repeat round 6, so the round that we just did, again and again and again until your skirt is long enough. So continue to repeat round 6 until your skirt is long enough. And obviously the longer you chained at the beginning, the more rounds you want to do. So the more repetitions of round 6 you will want to do. So you can go back in the video and re-watch that round, or you may be able to remember what to do. So to begin each round of round 6, you want to chain 3 and turn to begin each round, and the chain 3 counts as our first double crochet. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 3 double crochets all the way along, working our 1 double crochets into each individual double crochet from the previous round. So here, here, here and here, and then working these 3 double crochets into the middle of the sets of 3 from last round, so into the second double crochet. So continue to do that all the way around for round 6, 1 3 1 3 1 3, and then work 3 double crochets into the second double crochet of this last set of 3 here, and finish off the round with a slip stitch. And then we will begin the next repetition. Chain 3 and turn, do 1 3 1 3 all the way along and finish off with a slip stitch, and then do that again. Chain 3 and turn and repeat the round, and continue to do that until your skirt is long enough. So I have finished repeating those rows again and again and again, and then when I got to the end I worked my final slip stitch and I fastened off, and then went ahead and weaved all of my ends into the inside of my skirt, and then I added a button onto the top at the back here. So you can add a button or a popper or whatever you like to attach the back of your skirt. And we have finished. So that is it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it easy to follow. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more crochet videos, and thanks again for watching.